Hey everyone, welcome to the video. It's been a few days of collecting, but we can finally get the best troop. So saving up almost 200 keys can open up 7 ER. We never ended up getting that troop health, just not too much time to play and make it worth it. But now we can pick up HCs, max them out. And we got almost a full offense in terms of troops now. HCs, those boosted up heavies. And we might still use some Zooks and Zook fans, squad leaders. We'll just see how it goes. Can make a new base. We'll be rocking this one, and let's check out a few hits. Got our first match over here. 7 ER with 50 building health. And now with HCs. Can at least bring a few of them. Thinking maybe we should take a few Zooks still. And 2 wouldn't hurt on the left side. Looks like not a lot of shock launches on the top, so maybe a few squad leaders still for those back ERs. Even though they're not as strong as HCs, their advantage comes from the different flares you can do. You can let the main troops to one side of the base, and the squad leaders for the other side. So let's try everyone from the left. Couple HCs on each mortar. Get the squad leaders going. 2 of their flares up there. And we want to wait on Zooks just a bit. If we drop them too early, then the mortars get a shot off. And maybe keep Kavan on the left side. See how the right's going. Only a sniper there, so don't gotta worry too much. Just make sure everyone else is pretty good. As those Zooks out of mines, maybe Kavan heals them up. Let's start shocking that Doom Cannon. It's a little tough shock, but against the wall. Can also shock that cannon. And lost a few Zooks on the left and right, can bring them back. Another shock on this DC. Just watching how everyone's going. Did lose a handful of Zooks, again bringing them back. Top side is looking okay. When that ER goes down, I'm gonna flare everyone down to the bottom. Keep them alive with smoke. And we got enough. Looks like another flare. And we'll do one shock on this side. So some Zooks on the left, squad leader on the right, and we'll see what time we get. Getting the last 2 ERs around the same time. We'll pull 229 and see if that's enough. Maybe we should have taken some extra HCs, those Zooks didn't do too much. And a close one, but still a win. Let's check out what happened to our Zooks. Got no idea a bunch of them died on this side. It's kind of the downfall when you're looking at one part of your troops, don't know what the other part's doing. But if it was avoidable, maybe you could try something else. Looking at the left over here. Maybe it was that shock launcher pinning down everyone, and that rocket just killing all the rest of the troops. So looking back, could have avoided it with maybe a shock on the shock launcher or rocket. But at least we know for next time. Kind of the same deal over here. Since Zooks have a lot less range in bombers, we really gotta pin down those rockets. And just that way these ERs will die faster and could speed up the rest of the hit. But let's check out the next one. We got this match over here. Another 7 ER. And we'll just do the same kind of hit. And on this one, we noticed the last hit, maybe too many Zooks isn't a great option. Just need a lot of GBE to keep them alive. So we'll do almost like an HC full clear. Still 1 Zook to speed up on one side. And on this one, maybe we can go everyone from the left. Because that way, the leaders can go on the right side. And it's almost like everyone's just getting their own ERs. So we'll do a couple leaders here. Everyone else on the left. Still waiting on Kavan a bit. I want to make sure he stays with the left group. So now that those heavies are damaged, we can drop Kavan. And we move the meat shield a bit further up, kind of separate him from the Zook fan. That way the shock launcher doesn't get everyone. And just watch as things go. One shock on the right side. But just want that Zook fan for that boom cannon, maybe the ER on the right. Can move him now. Here we can shock this shock launcher. And now it's okay if the Zooks die because 1 second wind should bring most of them back. We'll start flaring the left ER, but use squad flares on the right. One more second wind. Again, flaring the top side, but keeping that Zook fan towards the bottom. And now we'll send him and the meat shield towards that last ER. Barely misses that shock mine. And then the last flare. Which he only had 50 building health, but looks like an okay time. Got 240. And see if it's fast enough. It's more fun doing these hits with HCs, not as much pressure. And we'll take the win. And here we can do the same less Zooks trick on 6 ERs. So kinda like the old 6 ER hits, we'll use 2 leaders on the right 2 ERs. Then really just a bunch of HCs, 1 Zook on the left. It's okay if they split up, so maybe most people from the right side. If that Zook stays left, that's fine too. So we'll start with like 3 HCs, 1 Zook, and then 2 on the far side. Get the meat shield Zook fan on the right. And then now drop Kavan on the left. Don't gotta worry about that Doom Cannon for a bit. You should be out of range for heavies on that right ER. And watching the left side. Kavan's a bit dicey, but things looks okay. And over here, start moving that meat shield up. Maybe a smoke too. And when that ER dies, let's start moving the Zook fan. And we'll do a bunch of smokes. Left side a second wind. And on the right you have to do a few shocks. One in that shock launcher, one in that DC. And we'll get the other SL too. Can afford it. At this point, even if the Zook fan dies, it's fine, we can bring him back with Kavan. See if we try to get some damage on that shield. He almost gets it down, getting shot by that DC. But just like that, bringing him back. And we'll get a 242. So taking less Zook seems like it's a bit safer and even faster because of that. We'll pull that win. And looking back at most 6 ERs, they have different layouts, sure, but the idea is mainly the same. You want the 2 leaders to get 2 ERs on the right, then everyone else should get the rest of the base. So whichever way those 5 HCs, 1 Zook can finish it up. And then the good thing about Kavan is you can have heavy Zooks die just to bring them back with second wind. So I think for the most part 6 ER shouldn't be a problem. It's really the 7s, and now we get people with more building health, gotta watch out for. Let's see what we got here. Another 6 ER. And we can do the same style hit, using 2 leaders for the right side, everyone else on the left. This one, maybe that Zook towards this ER. And we can just split up the rest of the troops, like 3 HCs over here, 2 HCs, 1 Zook on the left. And let's try that out. A few HCs, and get that Zook going. Right side with that meat shield Zook fan. A few Zooks might die to that mortar, so we'll shock it. And let's keep Kavan there too. Gotta watch out for that right Doom Cannon. So as they get close, we can shock it. Just outside that bottom circle of the shield. And left side looking okay. Do a second wind. And now just starting to move up the other troops. It's fine if you do a bunch of smokes, just want to make sure they stay alive. Left side looking okay. And as the smokes come out, you can do a couple shocks. One on that machine gun. Gotta wait just a bit. One on that DC. And now it's just a few ERs left. Can start flaring. Almost want that Zook Fan to die so we can bring him back. And as soon as he's dead, do a second wind. And then just flare the last ER. So looking like now with HCs, getting around 240 on these 6s. Which I think should be fast enough. Even if they got a lot of offense like lasers or something like that. And looks okay. Now we might still lose to a bunch of people who went 7 with extra BH. So I think at that point, we're going to start saving for that too. Looking at the tree now, next steps getting critter launchers, and we'll for sure get this building health. Maybe even this 30% too, so we can have all 150. And after that, could be a good time to go back for bombers. So we'll just wait a day or so for that building health, but until then, just chill in Diamond and see how it goes. But that's going to be it for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.